Vince McMahon is currently looking to change up the New Day. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? TonyPizzaGuy here, back again with another video, and we are back in 2019 with The Slam. The Slam is your wrestling news source. This is going to be brought to you every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Central, all the time. WrestleMania season is upon us, and we have lots of news, rumors, and WWE talk to get into. So what The Slam is going to be, it's going to be your source for everything that's going to be talking about WWE, the news, rumors, independent wrestling, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, New Japan, whatever it may be, we're going to talk about it because WrestleMania season is here and we're going to go full-fledged in on this. So if you guys are enjoying this and you like what you see here and you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to get more into it, make sure you let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, if you did know, about a year ago, WWE and Vince McMahon were looking at changing up the New Day. Now, this has been talk from Vince McMahon, and he said that he wants to maybe do something different with the act, and that was a year ago. Now, even though that did happen, nothing actually changed, but currently, WWE, we know the New Day, Kofi, Big E, Xavier Woods, they are the long-time trio in the WWE, and they have the record for the longest tag team champions in WWE history. Now, they've been through a lot, but as you know, not everything can last forever. So, apparently, according to Brian Alvarez from F4W Online, he says, I guess Vince McMahon is back at thinking about switching up the New Day again. He thought about it a year ago and did nothing, and now he's thinking about it again. The act has been the same for years and years and years, and there could be some changes to the New Day in 2019. Before you go on the internet and write up big stories about that, just remember this is Vince McMahon and he changes his mind on a daily basis. But last week, he was thinking about doing something different with the New Day. So that doesn't mean anything right now. It's Vince McMahon coming out saying that, wait, we could change the New Day. Now, I do have a relationship with Xavier Woods. I've actually got to know him from working on Up, Up, Down, Down, working with WWE's YouTube channel. And I consider him one of those guys that's kind of a friend in the wrestling business. I mean, I don't talk to him all the time, but when I do see him, he's super friendly. And it's like one of those relationships that, you know, you can just talk to him and they're cool when you talk to him. So that's how I feel with him. So getting to know him, and what's interesting about this is that I had actually had conversations about the New Day. And he had actually talked about how he grew up loving the tag team wrestling scene on guys like Demolition, Legion of Doom, stuff like that. That's what he grew up loving and watching as a child. So coming to WWE, he wanted to have that sort of camaraderie with a tag team in his mind. And that is very, very interesting. And something else interesting that you might want to know from my talkings with Woods is that he is a guy who will live and die, I guess is the words I'm looking for. Live and die by the sword. Meaning if he thinks it's a good idea, he will fight tooth and nail to go for it, even if it's going to mean costing his job. He said to me, now things might have changed, but he said to me that he wants to continue to be a tag team until the end of his career. Now those might be his wishes, right? He might want to be in the New Day till the end of his career. He might want to do that. But Vince McMahon and the WWE might not want that, and they might want other plans for him. So even though he's a guy who loved tag team wrestling, grew up on it, wants to stick through his ideas, make the New Day the best thing that he possibly can, if Vince McMahon doesn't, want to see that till the end of their wrestling careers, he could be one of those people that's like, I don't know, it's time. And just because there's changes in 2019 for the New Day, that does not mean that this is the end of the New Day. There are things that could be done that could happen. We could get a new member to the New Day. I mean, you kind of have that trio dynamic there, but they could always add another member to the New Day. That's something they could do. There could always be like a heel turn if they wanted to do something like that with them, or maybe even wanted to have like one of them push into single stuff, similar to like kind of what the Shield did, where they all three had like their own thing, but they were all a unit together. So maybe that could be something that they could be going for. Maybe they could push towards world title aspirations coming up in 2019. That's something they could do. Or they could disband them and have them go separate ways and do their own thing if they so wanted to do that. The thing I think is that WWE has to use Woods in a positive light with his up, up, down, down channel. Now, that channel can fluctuate, as we know on the up, up, down, down channel. We all know they have different characters on there. It's more personal, that kind of stuff. So it's not the WWE stuff. It is, but it isn't, but it is, but it isn't. So I think what is going to happen here is we might see an evolution of the New Day if they don't break them up. Now, the Royal Rumble is coming up here. And if they were going to break up the New Day, this would be the perfect time to break up the New Day. I mean, you could have Royal Rumble, the match, they could all be in it. One could eliminate another one. That kind of thing could go down. We always know that Kofi Kingston does something pretty crazy in the Royal Rumble, and that's probably one of my favorite moments in the entire Royal Rumble is just looking at Kofi Kingston, seeing what he's going to do, and if he does something crazy, then you're always going to be entertained. It's like that one constant. You're like, all right, Royal Rumble, Kofi, what's he going to do this year? So that's pretty exciting to look forward to. But if they're going to do something and they're going to like really split them up leading into WrestleMania, I mean, if they could interestingly do it where they have that little tension in the Rumble where you maybe one eliminates the other, maybe he doesn't, but that's the way that like that's like an easy out for them if they wanted to break them up, and then they could lead into a WrestleMania thing, and they could have a match at WrestleMania if they wanted to do that sort of route. Now, this is Vince McMahon here. He changes his mind all the time, so things could, just stay the same or whatever. And I'm not keen to the merchandise sales. I know the New Day was a big merchandise pusher. They were like one of the top merchandise people, and that's really good for the character and good for WWE. But if that has slowly dipped and there's interest losing and WWE's like, maybe not, maybe try something different, that could be something that could happen. But again, until we know more from what's actually going down, it's all just rumors and speculation. But honestly, let me just say, if I was going to, break up the New Day, you could do it very interesting, right? The way I see it is that I don't know if you do, but personally, I do. I have a brother, and brothers fight, right? Brothers have arguments. Brothers have disagreements, but you're family, and you always reconnect. And that's how I see the New Day, and that's the deep character that I'd love to see in WWE, which I don't really see that much. I mean, the Hardy Boys kind of went through it, but then it's just weird, right? The Hardy Boy thing is kind of weird. They kind of broke up, then they got back, then they broke up. No, it's weird. They didn't really ever I don't know. They're just like, yeah, we're back together. But whatever. What I think should happen with the New Day is they should have that Royal Rumble moment where they square off, they do something. Maybe they could have a match at Mania leading up. I don't know if they want to do that. If they want to build towards that, that's something they could possibly do. But I see this for the New Day. I see them fighting like brothers fight, having disagreements, having those arguments, maybe having a couple matches. But ultimately, they're going to make up. They're going to continue to be family because that's what they do. And I think that's a very awesome dynamic that I don't see in WWE very often, but I think it should definitely happen. I think we don't need a clean split with the New Day. I think you could do some sort of brothers fight though. Brothers fight, and then they're back together, and that's it. I think that's literally what they could do, and I'd love to see that happen. So hopefully they can come with some deep story like that. Maybe they're just going to change them up, add another member. I don't know. I honestly don't think I would add another member. If they did, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine on who they would add. But I think that maybe changing it up a little bit, doing something a little different than the same stuff they've been doing for a year and a year. It's like the same kind of thing. Now they're throwing pancakes. Before it was cereal, but it is what it is. Honestly, I like the New Day. I like Kofi. I like Big E. I like Xavier. I actually think that Big E and Xavier and Kofi could all have title aspirations. At one point, I thought Big E was going to be there. Kofi was almost there at one point. And I think that there's chance that if they wanted to do something different, they could keep them together. They could have one go towards the title. There's a lot they could do. honestly, there's a lot they could do with the New Day. I could go on and on and on all day about what could be done with the New Day, but I think it would be interesting to change it up a little bit. If they're going to have them fight and have match together or, verse each other, I would do the brothers fight thing, and then they fight and then they're back together. And that's kind of how I would do it. If they want to keep them together as a tag team, because think about the tag team division in WWE, it's not the greatest, but I mean, there's always room for improvement when it comes to WWE tag division. I mean, I feel like we got this women's revolution, and then tag team there's not that many great tag teams anymore. They've all fought each other by now, they've all had their matches, it seems like, by now. So hopefully they'll keep them together, do something great with them, and we'll see where this goes. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys do enjoy this, make sure you smash the like button. Like I said at the beginning of this video, let me know what you think in the comments section below. What would you do with the New Day to change them up? Would you break them up? Would you add a new member? Would you turn them heel? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you do enjoy this, make sure you smash that like button. As always, I'm TonyPizzaGuy. We will see you on Monday for another episode of The Slam.